Hello, Aston Villa 1, West Ham United 4, all over at Villa Park. West Ham now equal points with Manchester City, who sit above them in third, as the Hammers remain fourth for another week. At least we're here to discuss the highlights. And Gonzo, we've got a few to get through. 5 goals.
A lot and
incidents,
loads and loads of incidents. At the point where I thought that was going to be a low-scoring game, or actually quite a boring game, if you like, I thought, well, at least we've got some incidents to discuss later, because the referee sort of lost control a little bit, didn't he? So there's a lot to discuss today.
Anyway, and before we do that, though, Gonzo, can I get your thoughts on something that's not West Ham? It's OneFootball.
It's the OneFootball app. Listen, I'm not going to muck about. This app is free. Use the link below. Literally, under this little screen here, you'll see a link. That lets the OneFootball app know that you've come from Hammers Chat. Massively helps the channel out. But best of all, it's a fantastic app. When you sign up and download it to your phone, it'll ask you who you support. You click West Ham and then your national team, as I do. England, Scotland, obviously, for Geo. And it will put all of the news together in one place for you. So all you do is open up your phone each day and you get everything. Transfer news, lineups an hour before kickoff, new injury news, tittle-tattle, gossip, takeover discussions, everything you need. Your one-stop West Ham shop for news, the OneFootball app.
And it's completely free. Link in description and pin comments in the video. Get it downloaded. But let's talk about the game, Gonzo. Let's talk about the game. We had to wait 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Ben Johnson. David Moyes, at some point during the week, David Moyes must have thought, right, I need to pick between Johnson and Chabal. It's probably a hard decision, right?
Yeah.
And he put Ben Johnson in, and I think most fans agreed with it and want to see Ben Johnson in. But I bet you after 7 minutes, Moyes thought, told you. Told you.
Yeah, absolutely. My favourite part of the game, by the way, let me just say that now. A little spoiler alert. My favourite part of the game was at the start of the game. Geo, I never message you during games, do I? Never. Over the years, just don't. I just watch the game. That's just tends to be what I do. And I sent, as he scored, I sent Geo a voice now. I was very, very excited. I was very pleased. Not just Ben Johnson scoring the goal. I loved the goal. I loved the manner of the goal. I loved the drop of the shoulder, the cut inside, and the way he sort of swept it home with his left foot. It was all about technique. I have, if I've got one criticism of Johnson, I like to put it into context that he's a young player making his way, and I'm really pleased for him. And we both thought he should start this game. I have one criticism. I think at the start of the games, he's nervous, and I think he gives the ball away a little bit, and his technique sort of lets him down. So for him to do this at the start of a game, and just being West Ham as well. He's been at the club, I think, since he was 7. Let's get this right as well. And such an important game. It is an important game. I said before in the build-up, this is the type of game that West Ham muck up traditionally. We get a chance. Every time we have a chance to grasp glory, we lose. Not today. And I'll tell you what, he set the tone, Johnson. Delighted with that goal.
Incredible technique, and I loved this celebration as well. Absolutely loved it. For context, for the users that don't know, there's a video on social media of Ben Johnson, and he's about 13, 14 years old. He's got his school blazer on, and he's doing this little dance where he's like, or whatever. Now, obviously, the West Ham boys have all seen it. They've probably taken the mick out of him or whatever, and there's probably been some sort of dare or bet that if you ever score a goal that's worthy of a good celebration, that's a celebration. I just loved everybody getting involved, and just represents the squad morale at the minute. You know, he's looking for one player in particular. I think it was Aaron Creswell. Johnson was looking for one player, kept saying, come on over. But while he was doing it, literally everybody was celebrating with him with his little light bulb changing celebration. Oh, I just loved it. The goal itself was fantastic. And it's one of them goals. I always say to you, sometimes there's a goal you celebrate, try to celebrate the goal. Then either A, you see the replay and you see the technique, like Andy Carroll's bicycle kick against Crystal Palace at London Stadium. I remember that. Goal, cheer, replay. Wow, cheer again because of the technique.
Yeah.
That's a goal you cheer twice. 1 goal, 2, Ben Johnson. Wow, get in. Happy days. From then, though, well, we'll just go through the goals and we'll talk about overall. Otherwise, we're here all night. We could almost discuss 90 minutes, minute by minute here. 34 minutes, though. Ollie Watkins. Gonzo, I always say to you, you know my favourite phrase. Show me a goal.
And I'll show you a mistake. Yeah.
Take your pick.
Well, I mean, it was okay. Well, first, I mean, when Dia did turn Fornals inside out, which shouldn't be able to do, and Watkins was unmarked. But let's just get something right. Before any of that happened, between the goals, we spent a lot of that time giving Aston Villa the ball. A lot of the time giving Aston Villa the ball. I thought our technique and our passing was atrocious for the majority of the game, it has to be said. but I thought at least a couple of individual errors for that. I wonder if Fabianski might have felt he could have done a little bit better with it as well. So there was all sorts wrong with that, but it was no surprise to me that they got back into the game at that point. So I didn't think we were very good.
I thought they were the better team for 10 minutes before they scored. I thought it was coming. I thought they deserved the goal, actually. But I was a bit more annoyed at our lack of control of the game in the build-up to the Villa goal. Between each goal, I thought they were the better side. But more the manner we let them have it. We don't make mistakes. This team does not make much errors. So there's the first one with Ogbonna. It's a poor clearance. Then there's a second one where Fornals just gets completely done by Buendia. And it's the simplest thing as well. He just turns. He just didn't even step over. He didn't even touch the ball. Lovely ball from him again. Turns him. And he's got to pick out Ollie Watkins. Who's meant to be marking Watkins? I don't know. I'm not seeing enough replays to determine how Watkins is in acres. But he's in acres of space. And Fabianski's got to be saving that. He really has to. And I'm not going to mention Fabianski at the end of the video because I'd like to try and keep it positive with 141. I want to keep it as positive as possible. Yeah. And then tomorrow we do the Patreon video. We'll discuss the player ratings. But all I'm going to say about Fabianski is Areola has just had an absolute stormer against Man City. Today's the day you do not want to make an error. And I felt he's made an error. I felt his distribution was poor. At one point, there was that back pass from Ogbonna. Maybe he shouldn't have passed it back to him, but he did. And he just kicked out for a corner. And you just thought, oh, mate, no, this is the bad time to have a bad game as Lucas Fabianski. In the 38th minute, though, Gonzo, just a few minutes later, while we're all a bit, that was coming, grumpy. Mr. Declan Rice, he's tried it a few times recently.
Yeah, well, I liked it. I was wondering what Ben Rama was going to do at that point because he's travelled a long way with the ball. Thought he was going to do his curling shot on the right, which he's he does it a lot, does he? But Ben Rama wants to score that goal to curl it in the top right corner, and I thought, and it didn't work out for him earlier on in the game. I thought, oh no, he's going to try his shot again. I thought he's too far out to do it, but he carried on. I felt he was trying to look for Antonio, couldn't quite see Antonio, so didn't take his shot, didn't play Antonio, and then he's picked out Declan Rice. He's seen Declan Rice. I would imagine Declan's probably demanding the ball. Rolled the ball lovely in front of Declan, and then Declan's hit what can only be described as a very accurate but very bouncy half-powered shot. But it was accurate, deadly accurate, exactly where he was trying to hit it. But it bounced so much, I had to watch it 3 times trying to determine if it had a deflection or not. But it was just very, very bouncy, very skiddy. And again, just in a place where I'd sympathy for the goalkeeper, I've got to say, with his dad being... he looks critically ill. It looks like he's not going to make it, sort of thing. And then flying to Argentina, then flying back, and a couple of goals he couldn't, which were a little bit beyond him, and all the rest of it. So, but it was a fantastic, fantastically placed strike. But we won't quite call it a thunderbolt, but really good.
Yeah, I think Ben Rama does really well. I think he's looking for a shot, Ben Rama. He's cutting in, but what he does do is he draws all the Villa defenders out to them. In the end, there's 2 or 3 of them trying to close him down because the first one goes, moves past him, and so on. Then it creates a space for Rice. Rice is demanding it, gets it, flicks it, hits it. Like you said, it's not powerful, and it's just deadly accurate. Yeah. The Villa players in the way of Martinez's vision. You can see Martinez saying, I couldn't see the ball. And I believe him, actually. I do believe Martinez, because when you watch the replay from behind the goal, there's no way you can see it till he's past the defenders, and before you know it's in the corner. Fantastic strike by Declan Rice. Anyway, at half-time, it was 2-1 West Ham. Before we discuss that, just quickly want to say thank you to James, who's popped £20.
Thank you, James.
Into the kitchen. He says, what a result. Love this team and manager, top class. Keep up the good work, Geo Gonzo. Really enjoy listening to your shows. Come on, you irons. Also, secondly, we have a Patreon offering at patreon.com/Hammers Chat. We've started doing our player ratings the day after the game so we can recoup, watch the highlights and speak about it. So tomorrow, myself and Gonzo will be going through all 11 players as well as an manager, giving them a little player rating. And tomorrow, Gonzo, is the best day to join up.
It is the best day to join up because it's the start of the month. You get a whole months of content free. You don't want to sign up at the end of the month, sign up at the start of the month. But also what you're going to be able to do, whichever tier, and we do have several different tiers which unlock different levels of content and extra content. You still get all your free stuff, by the way, but you can actually retrospectively go back and look at all the old stuff. So actually, you've got a massive back catalogue of Hammers Chat stuff to either enjoy or to suffer. With the player ratings, hopefully you got a little sample and a little taste of it last week when we did our little sort of taster videos. I'll be going 2-footed on someone in that video. I can assure you of that, by the way. But in keeping with the I think the theme of the two-footed vicious nature that the second half sort of took, which we're hopefully going to discuss now.
Yes, so there you go, patreon.com/Hammerstrap. The link is in the description and the pinned comments of this video. From £3.60 per month, you can unlock more content and help us do this as our job. What did you think at halftime? Because I'll be honest with you, I was unsure. I thought I was impressed by Villa. I thought Villa were getting more of a goal than I thought. I thought they were very enthusiastic. I was impressed, weirdly enough, by the home fans to some extent. I felt that whenever Villa went forward, you could hear the home fans urging them on, saying, come on, get up the pitch, let's go. They got a bit groany when the ball got passed back to the keeper on a couple of occasions, but that's expected. But I actually thought the Villa fans stuck by their team a bit more than I thought they would. I thought Villa were a bit more organised than I thought and had their tails up at periods. And I would say we were maybe fortunate to be ahead at half-time. I thought we were very sloppy, and it was very un-David Moyes West Ham like that first half performance for me.
Funny enough, if you do silence a patron, we've got an addict WhatsApp group, haven't we? And at half time, just in a build up to half time, somebody said in that, I think Moyes is going to Moyes is going to read them the riot act. This is before Rice scored. Then Rice scored, and I actually wrote that's after my ridiculous voice note. I wrote in there and I said, I think Moyes is still going to read them the right act, because I didn't think Moyes would be happy at all at half time. I thought we were fortunate to go in 2-1 up. I thought that was one of our worst performances. Say what, one worst halves. We'll get into it a little bit later, maybe. But I thought Moyes would have been actually saying, "You boys, that's a football. You need to kick it, and it needs to go to somebody else." I was going to say claret and blue shirt. That's what we were doing. Maybe the shirts confused us. We were kicking it to someone in a claret and blue shirt. No. Today it was is it black or navy? Whatever it is, click it to the geezer in the black shirt, please. And there were a couple who were particularly culpable of getting their passing wrong. So I think Moyes would have told them off at half time, Gio, really.
Yeah, it's difficult to tell if we did improve in the second half or not, because for 40 minutes of it, we were against 10 men, and that just throws the whole evidence out of it. But talking about 10 men, going 5 minutes into the second half, the referee and VAR had two massive calls to make. So first of all, Fornals plays the ball, Courtney House smashes him with his wrist. You can see where I'm going with this and what my thing was.
And you're not wrong.
And then the second one, obviously, Bowen then takes it past Konsa, gets brought down outside the area. Referee VAR says no to Courtney House, but yes, red card to Konsa. What did you make of the whole thing? Because it does come as a whole. I do think there's a domino effect here.
I think it was a shambles. I think the whole thing was an absolute shambles. I think it became quite evident that there may be a situation where they have to send two people off at the same time, which would have been unprecedented in VAR terms, okay? I don't think they wanted to have the embarrassment of that, so I think they decided to bottle one of them. But they bottled the wrong one. They bottled that was violent play. I mean, violent. That was horrendous. He's lucky doesn't have a broken jaw. It really is. I'm talking about Fornals here. And so he got a yellow card for that, which I don't understand. Then you have...
He didn't get booked.
Sorry?
He didn't get booked. No, I had money on Courtney House to get a card in the game, so I saw the smash. Thought, I've won my money here, and nothing was given. Didn't even get booked.
House of Cards.
VAR, yeah, VAR can't give yellow cards.
Okay. Anyway, so I thought that was that. The one for denying a goal scoring opportunity, by the letter of the law, he should have gone. But I tell you now, Aston Villa fans, as a West Ham fan, Bowen wasn't going to score them. Okay, so I mean, was it by the letter of the law? Yes, but it wasn't really a goal scoring opportunity because it wasn't safe. If one of them, he should have sent both people off probably. But if they're going to bottle one of them, I mean, bottle the right one at least. You know, do the dangerous play, deal with the dangerous foul play, because I thought that was absolutely disgraceful, and they were struggling, by the way. Okay, because he got it all wrong. Dean Smith, but they did not play a good West Ham team today. Okay, and he got it all wrong defensively there, and I think he played those two because things had gone wrong from defensively in previous games. I think possibly because they're a bit chunkus to deal with Antonio. Do you know what I mean? A bit bully boyish and all the rest of it. It wasn't working. They didn't know where to run, who to mark, or where to stand. And I think that was quite evident with them. They were disorganised as a centre back pairing, and it was just completely disarray there. And I think. I don't know. I don't know if it was just sympathy for I cannot decimate this Aston Villa team by sending two of them off.
Yeah, I think they've bottled it completely. I think VAR bottled it because the first one's 100% a red card. The more times you watch replay, the worse it gets because you can see him looking at Fornals' head. You can see him look at Fornals' face to see exactly where him. If he had eyes on the ball the whole time and got him with the elbow or something, I'd say, right, okay, it's not intentional. But he's not. He's looked at him. He's got him with the forearm. He's not clipped him or anything. He's smashed him in the face, properly walloped him. 100% a red card as far as I'm concerned. And the second one, by the letter of the law, is a red card. It's a bit harsh, I think, but it is a goal scoring opportunity. And yesterday, Laporte got sent off for Manchester City for denying a goal scoring opportunity similar 40 yards from goal. So you almost have to give that as a red card for consistency game by game. But the problem here is what their problem here was, if the first one was a red card, which it should have been, the referee should have blew immediately. Therefore, the Bowen foul doesn't actually happen. That is the real problem. And I think they know, I think VAR, when they're checking, they thought, hang on, if we say two reds, we basically said the refs massively got the first one wrong. Because the second one, he blows for the foul and gives the booking. And it's like, well, you got the foul right, so all you're doing is upgrading the card. But the first one, he's right there looking at it and just ignores it completely. Yeah. And I think if VAR say, sorry, you got both wrong, you're going to have to go look at both. I think the referee surely doesn't like overturning his own decisions, but when you've got to overturn two of them at the same time, I think you'd be better off subbing the referee. I think the fourth official would be better off saying, mate, you're going to have to come off, your head's gone now. There's no way you can overturn two of your own decisions and continue with the game.
No. And he lost control. And as I often say, what's not stopped is encouraged. And by not dealing with the real vicious, violent part, he then encouraged a melee, which was going to ensue later. Which again, I don't think was he got everything right on that.
Just quickly, all I'm going to do is pick up on this one from Colin Wood. Was a referee not playing advantage? You don't play advantage for red cards. Even second yellows, you cannot play advantage. It's just a rule in football. If there's a red card, you stop play immediately. So no, he wasn't playing advantage because he would have went back. If he got the red card wrong, you still would have went and booked him. He didn't even think it was a foul. The referee didn't even think it was a foul. It was just disgusting by the referee. Anyway, it took a little while, Gonzo. It took us 30 minutes. So before we made it 3-1, what were you thinking?
I thought we were labouring really hard against 10 men. It has to be said. I thought we were... Didn't think we... No, I was going to say we don't look like we had an extra man. We did. We did look like we had an extra man. But again, I felt our lack of technique. And it's not over the season, for context, in this game, our lack of ball control and passing was really starting to hurt us, actually. I just felt we were giving them encouragement because we kept on losing the ball. And I thought there were a couple of culprits in particular. And it was just really hurting us badly. And we should have put that game to bed actually in the first half with a second goal very quickly after we scored the first one. That's what should have happened, and we made that far more painful than it needed to be. Because I'm going to say something now that's not going to be particularly popular with Aston Villa fans, and I don't mean it. I really honestly don't mean it to stick the boot in. I really don't. I've got a lot of respect for that club. I really do, and I feel sorry for the goalkeeper. But that they were worse than Newcastle and Rapid Vienna. I think that was the worst team we played this season, I think, unless I'm escaping somebody, unless something's escaping me. And that's a bit of an issue for them, really. So I thought they got away with one a little bit today. I thought if they had played the West Ham team that we know when we can play, when everyone's firing and Antonio's playing well and and everyone's passing the ball, and it could have been nasty today, actually. And I don't mean aggressively. I mean, in terms of the scoreline, could have been really, really emphatic, actually. But we weren't playing well. And while we weren't playing well, there was always a chance that they were going to get back in the game.
I think for that half hour, I think we were iffy. We were very, very iffy. But I almost want to credit Villa. I don't agree with you. I think for that half hour, I thought Villa played well. I was quite impressed by them. I thought, bloody hell, you go down to 10 men, 2-1 down. They're not in great form. You think they're just getting sucker punched here. I was expecting them to, I'll be honest, I was expecting them to lie down. I thought they were just going to collapse here. But they didn't. They kept going. Ollie Watkins forced Fabianski to make a world-class save, tipping that onto the bar. Unbelievable save by Fabianski to redeem himself from his earlier mistake. And I was almost impressed by Villa. I didn't like their tactics with the long throw-in, bringing centre-backs up, but we played into their hands. Because at one point, they had 10 men. They brought their centre-backs up, and Rice was calling Antonio back to defend. I thought, what we're doing? Everyone's in the box defending this. We're clinging on, and I felt like we had 10 men for parts watching it. They were the ones knocking the ball about. And then I think we started to get a hold of it when we brought Lanzini on, actually. I think we started to get a bit more composed. I think Moyes just had enough at that point. Thought, right, 10, 15 minutes now. It's been very scrappy. I'm going to get someone on there just to calm the game down a bit. And, I knew Ben Rama was going to get subbed because 2 minutes before he got subbed, there was a 50-50 with the camera. The camera flew in and Ben Rama jumped out the way. And I thought, oh, that's not what you want to do. That's not what you want to do with David Moyes as manager. And I thought, he's going to get punished for this by Moyes. 2 minutes later, Ben Rama was off. I thought, you can't duck tackles. But we'll talk about performances in a minute. 80th minute, though, Gonzo. Pablo Fornals scored. West Ham broke and ended up in the net with our Spanish maestro.
No. You're missing something out.
What am I missing?
The melee, the dangerous tackle from Fornals.
Do you think a booking was?
I wouldn't have complained if he'd have been sent off. I really wouldn't. I would not have complained if he'd have been sent off. I think what McGinn did by leaning over him and screaming at him, and then getting pushed over. Bowen then pushes him, and then McGinn says, "Oh, why did he push me?" Well, I'll tell you why he pushed you, mate. He pushed you because you were leaning over, and we've just seen what we had last week against Tottenham, you idiot. Do you know what I mean? But he'd lost control. The referee had lost control. That's important because the referee hadn't dealt with what had gone on before. In hindsight, I think it was more of a yellow than a red, but I do think it was dangerous. I don't think when Fornell slid in, he was in control of his slide. And if you're not that, it's dangerous. And it was dangerous. And if it's dangerous, you can get sent off a dangerous play. So I thought Fornals could have been considered himself fortunate to be on the pitch. But I really don't know I don't know what McGinn was doing there either. Idiot.
I like that. I like what McGinn did. And I like what Bowen and Lanzini both ran in to push McGinn out the way. I like that as well. I like it.
Lanzini couldn't push him out the way. He tried to, but he wasn't strong enough.
I like to see team members stick up for their teammates. If someone went in on Declan Rice and it was a meaty challenge, I'd like to think someone would run over and hold them to task, if anything, and say, "Oh, you can't do that. You're not doing that," kind of thing. Yeah, I thought it was a bouquet. That's why I didn't talk about it. I thought it was a yellow card.
Well, a couple of people are saying 50-50. It doesn't matter. That's not in the Football Association rule book, is it? It doesn't say 50-50. It's whether it's dangerous or not. And by the rule, again, if we're going by the first one, the letter of the law was that, did he deny him a goal scoring opportunity? Yeah, but Bowen wouldn't have scored it. Do you know what I mean? 50-50. There's no part of the rule book that says that.
I dangerous. Thought it was a book, and I was okay with it being a yellow card. But he went on to score, though. Pablo Fornals went on to score. Jared Bowen through, gave it to him, and tapped into the back of an empty net.
I'll tell you what he did there, what was really good, because on this particular point was, again, we lead on to it. And I don't like talking about referees normally, but I thought Antonio's flick on was brilliant, because then Antonio was fouled at the point of the flick on.
He got rugby tackled in the head.
So again, I thought that was something that possibly could and should have been looked at. So this is the point here. It's gone. The referee's lost it at this point completely. It's like the game's gone. People are basically saying, well, I'll do what I want. I won't get sent off, right? So the guys assaulted Antonio, but Antonio's strength to get the flick on was absolutely brilliant. Bowen carried the ball. You saw then why Bowen from that side of the pitch wasn't denied a goal scoring opportunity, because if he's going to shoot with his right foot, it ain't going to happen. He was checking on his left. Shot with his right foot was really. I didn't even see Fornals there. I didn't see it, honestly. But he'd been tracking. It just keeps on going all game. And this is why Benrahma got pulled and Fornals didn't get pulled because Fornals would just keep battling all the time and then tucks it in really nicely.
4 minutes later, though, we wrapped up. I mean, this is the third goal is when Villa really fell apart. I thought they would have done it with the first red card. They never done it. Fair play to them. They remained enthusiastic. They kept trying. They worked hard. They were reasonably organised. Made life difficult for West Ham. But I thought the last 10 minutes after that third one went in, I think if we really wanted to, I think we could have ended up scoring 6 today. I think we could have just kept on going and going and going and going and going.
Yeah.
And we got the fourth one in the 84th minute and then just shut up shop and thought, right, let's just knock the ball about now. And I think Villa are probably fortunate that we did, because if we kept going, I think we would have kept scoring. But Jared Bowen got his goal at last, Gonzo. Again, through and goal, he almost had the whole half to run himself, really. That sometimes makes it difficult, I think, when you've got that much to run. You're almost having to play in your head what you're going to do. Sometimes it's better off just to do what Fornals did, which is it falls at you and just kick it into the net kind of thing. But a good finish by him in the end.
Well, it was a good finish. I mean, I liked the goal. We saw Antonio get involved here. I thought we barely saw him through the game. But he involved this last goal. Again, I like the way he used his body. Basically, he basically spun the defender. Went on his little run, and I thought it was quite funny actually, because I thought, is he going to shoot? Please don't shoot, because I wasn't confident, a bit too far out for Antonio, you know. And then obviously plays Bowen in and plays Lanzini in, who's made that lovely run. And then, I mean, I think what I'll do is I'm going to have a little, because obviously it's so much incident here. I think I'll do a little video later on about Lanzini, possibly later on today. But vision, invention, just a wonderful one, you know, just a wonderful thing to see. And a Bowen there who had worked so hard all game and had really nice little partnership developing there with Johnson as well, and Bowen on that side. Bowen this time popping up on the other side of the goal. Wonderful. Really just 4-1.
Lots of happy faces.
As we all knew it would be before the game.
Yeah, you got one right, to be fair. You should have I hope you put money on that. You'd have got good odds. It would have been about 8-1 or something that. Yeah. Halloween. I finished 4-1 Halloween, and we fairly got our tricks, we got our treats, and we had a few scary moments thrown in, but I thought we were a better team over 90 minutes. I thought we deserved the win, and the scoreline is probably a bit harsh on Aston Villa. I don't think it was a 4-1 game per se. But this is the problem when you're not very good, or you don't have a very good manager like Dean Smith, or when you're coming up against a team that is very good and you have a very good manager in David Moyes. And I think at the end, our ability, our organisation, and the manager is what won us the game, if you like. I think in terms of enthusiasm and work ethic, I think Villa matched us for large parts of it. Fortunate to have 10 players on the pitch at the end of the game. But I like the Fornals country tackle. I know what you're saying, but he's seen, he's witnessed he's got smashed in the face by Courtney Haas and thought, you know what, I'm not taking this. I'm going to stick up.
That's exactly what happened because the referee didn't deal with it, and that's exactly right.
But I like it, the fact that we've got a bit of bollocks about our side and we've got a bit of a spine. We used to get bullied under Pellegrini, at times under Bilic as well. We used to get bullied by teams. It was a physical battle. We'll count us out. You're just going to steamroll us. And I think that's why Benrahma got hooked in the end, because he ducked that tackle. I thought, Moyes thought, no, this is a battle out there. And if you're not going to get involved, I'm going to hook you. He could have taken Fornals off after that yellow card, because he said, right, you off. This is getting risky. Naughty challenge, off you come. But he didn't. He said, no, you stay on. I want that. I want that little bit of bite. I trust you to not get sent off. Let's keep playing. Good win. Without playing fantastically well, a really good win, a solid win, and we just keep winning.
Geo, the scoreline was a thrashing, and I didn't think we were very good today. It's amazing. 3 on the goal difference. 3 on the goal. I mean, I suppose we spoke about goal difference in for the breakfast shoulder build up. Can't remember one of them. We spoke about goal difference. Amazing. I've just seen John's comment there. John's saying Gonzo called it. Oh no, sorry, John. I thought you meant Gonzo. I thought you were saying we called it at night at 4-1, and I think we did that. Sorry, you're saying something different, and I get it. And what Gio was saying, just when we were playing those, when Bowen to Rice, Bowen to Rice, Bowen to Rice, Bowen to Rice, we did. We said that was enough. That could have been really big victory today. That's the habit of winning. And I tell you what was really pleasing as well, some more open play goals. Didn't get the clean sheet, unfortunately, but we've had lots of them. And, who needs a clean sheet if you're going to score 4? Amazing. We're winning. We won and we didn't play well, and we won emphatically and we didn't play well. And what I said before about the old West Ham, and I took it back to the Swansea game last season at Upton Park. And I know it's not as late in the season as that was, but we needed to win this today. And you just don't want to play us at the moment. We were the wrong team at the wrong time for Aston Villa today, unfortunately. And now that may have worked for him, that switch of formation for Dean Smith, the different things. But now he's going to be confused because he's now going to perhaps want to switch it up again. You sort of felt a bit sorry for Buendia getting hooked, really, didn't you? And then when you saw him go off, you thought, okay, well, that's
I was relieved.
Thing. Exactly. You did.
I thought he played well.
He was good. And that was a good thing. But a little thing, there's little things he would need to address. At the very start of that game, within the first 50 seconds of the game, Bailey got the ball, right? Rather than drive at our defence, he turns round and ran the ball back into his own half. What's that? What's he doing?
So he's playing West Ham and we're massive and he's scared.
Absolutely. He was scared. He did run off. He buggered off. So yeah, I mean, yeah. Look, that's not going to. It's weird. It didn't feel like 4-1, but Ben Johnson. That's what it's all about. Ben Johnson for me.
I had a moment like that in the first half. It might have been around the half-hour mark or something. Souček had the ball in the middle of the park, and you turn around expecting like a Villa player there, and they just dropped back 10 yards. And Souček had about 10 yards of space, and you could see him like strolling forward, really slowly, like, are you going to come running and closing me down or what? But they didn't. Villa just backed off. We got the ball, and Villa thought, no, everyone back and defend. We're not going to try and press West Ham. They're too good. And I thought they're terrified of us. We are now. Do you know, I remember going to Upton Park or whatever, and when you would play a big 6 team or a big 4 team as it was back then, before they added in Tottenham and Man City, really, when it was Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United and Chelsea or whatever, when that was the real ones, when you played then, there was an aura in the atmosphere of this is a hard team to play, kind of. Yes. And you would retreat 5 yards just because of who you were playing. Teams are doing that to West Ham now. Now we're rocking up. Teams are just taking an extra 5 yards back than what they would against another side, whether it be a Wolves, an Everton, a Newcastle, whatever. They're scared of us. And you could sense it today that Villa just didn't want to play us. They were just too scared. They played it far too safe. And while I thought they played all right and the scoreline was a bit harsh, Fabianski had one difficult save to make in the second half, and that was it. Even in the first half, he didn't really have to make any saves. It was, in the end, too easy for our centre-backs, too easy for our goalkeeper. And I don't think we played that well today. But I went on at half-time with Charlie, and I said to Charlie, while we keep saying this, we keep winning without playing well. Maybe we are playing well, but us as fans just don't realise it because we are football fans at the end of the day, and we're not coaches, we're not players. Sure. And we think, we're not playing too well. Maybe actually Moyes is thinking we are playing well and stuff. Usually when I listen to Moyes' press conference after, he says similar to what we do, and I think that means we did a good review when Moyes is saying it. But yeah, happy days. Individual performers, take your pick. Only a couple because we've got the player ratings to do tomorrow, so only take 1 or 2.
Rice, Declan, again, I just thought, he stood up. He had a couple of misplaced passes, but I think everybody did. That's why we weren't at our fluid best. But some tackles the ball. I sometimes look at other players. Again, there must be something else in it. Sometimes look at players, well, he's going to take the ball off you now. Are you going to do something? And he just takes the ball off them. But I knew he was going to do it. Declan was clearly shaping up and intending to do it. But again, it's that ability to come away with the ball as well when he wins the tackle. And I love the way that actually he technically gets an assist, doesn't he, for Johnson's goal. Because I loved what he did there. He actually spread the ball out really well for Johnson's goal. So there's something quite poetic about Rice assisting Johnson's goal, and it's really good, particularly bearing in mind what he'd said about him in the week, certainly. Weird, absolute. Hold on, I'll deal with that in a second. Hard really to judge. Hard to judge the defense in many respects because it did go down. It did go down to 10 men then. But what I did want to say as well is I actually choose his partner Souček. I thought in the air was sensational today. I thought his defensive work, his heading and his tackling was absolutely superb today, Souček. I thought he was absolutely immense. Sorry, what's this?
Hey, Dave, just saying thanks for your 4-1. He got on at 40-1. It pays for his pitching for the month. Keep up the good work.
Oh,
and
mate.
He likes challenge.
Oh, well done. Oh, hey, congratulations. Don't follow me too much with the bets, but I'm glad you won. I'm usually mostly wrong.
I think today is all about the academy boys, isn't it? It's all about Johnson and Rice, really. 2 great goals by them, individual strikes, and in a game lacking individual composure and individual quality at times, and it was very sloppy by both teams. And to sum up the game, all you have to do is look at Nakamba's pass with 10 minutes to go or something, and he just sprays out to the right, he just flies out for a throw-in, and you just thought, like, this game's just really lacking in quality sometimes.
Yes.
So when you have those games, and every team has them, you need somebody to step up to the plate and do something. Just grab the game by the scruff of the neck, and Rice and Johnson done it today. Johnson done it before it got a bit sloppy, and it's another win. And at no point did I think we were not going to win today. You watch the preview, I was very confident, but even scoring the goal and then even at 1-1, I thought, man, I'm not that bothered. We scored again, and then they had a few bits and pieces. Watkins' header tipped off the bar, and I still thought I thought West Ham were a bit sloppy. We need to sort it out. We need to get our finger out and step it up and wake up a bit. But I always knew we'd win. I always just felt confident. And it's nice when we do play a little bit rubbish. The first half, half time, you're like, oh, winning, but not great. The confidence is there that we're going to play better in the second half. We're like, well, the manager won't stand for this. The players won't stand for this. We're only going to get better. So I just feel really confident, really comfortable right now. Even when we're not playing great, I'm okay with it because I know we're going to get better. And just a quick one. That is the first goal conceded Ben Johnson playing. Ben Johnson goals scored 1. Ben Johnson goals conceded in 8 games 1. Just quickly before it disappeared, Gonzo, a few people have asked this. The shirt pull on Zouma, do you think it was a pen?
I'll be honest with you, Tommy. Again, technically, I hate all this technical stuff. I really do, because I would like it to be more honest, all right? Technically, it probably was a penalty, all right? But was there enough force in that shirt pull for Zouma to fall over the way he did? No. And I tell you what, had that been against West Ham and someone had pulled someone's shirt and then had to fall on their own, particularly someone at 6'5" or whatever, I'd say, get up. Technically, it was a penalty, though, but I don't, funny enough, it's one of the few things that I don't blame the referee for in that game, but I do blame him for an awful lot more, certainly.
I'm 50-50. At times, I don't think it is, but you can't give a pen for every shirt pull in the box, otherwise every corner would have a penalty. Simple as that. Everyone does it. You only have to watch West Ham defending corners and watch Ogbonna grappling. He grapples someone every single time, but they just don't get given against him because it's almost like, unfortunately, for corners, it's a bit like fair game. Shirt pulling and tugging and all that's fair game as long as you don't take the piss. But that one prevented Kurt Zouma getting the ball, and I think that's what maybe turned it into a penalty for me, because usually I'd say no to that. But had he not touched his shirt, would Zouma have got the ball? He might have done.
I think you're right, but some people are good at falling over and making it look like whatever happened. So, when someone touches your leg and you make out your leg has made you lose balance, right? Some people are terrible at it, and there was no way that Zouma's mime, and it was a mime, basically simulated that the shirt tug was enough to make him fall flat on his face. And I think the mime was so bad. I just think he's a bad actor. So I think maybe it looks more like acting than a foul, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Christ, this is 40 minutes. Sorry, we're only trying to make this half an hour. Gonzo, man of match.
Oh, Ben Johnson. Yeah. It has to be.
Ben Johnson for me. A bit slim pickings, really. I don't think anyone was that good. But Ben Johnson got the goal, kept Leon Bailey, one of the most dangerous players on the pitch, quiet. So for that, man of match for me. But yeah, there you have it. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. What's this?
That's a nice stat.
Declan Rice is the youngest player to score an assist in a Premier League game for West Ham since Lanzini. Christ. Some status done overtime there.
Nice, why not?
Myself and Gonzo will be live tomorrow for the patrons at patreon.com/Hams Chat. If you want to join up, don't join tonight. Do not join tonight. You get charged on the 1st of the month, every month. So if you join tonight, you get charged tonight and tomorrow. So do not join tonight. But tomorrow, please do join patreon.com/Hammers Chat. You get loads of content. Player ratings tomorrow, where myself and Gonzo go through all 11 players, having a chit chat. The videos are usually 3/4 of an hour long, so it's a lot of content. We don't just fly through it. We'll have a chit chat, and we're usually a bit more honest over there to the patrons. We're a bit more honest.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, enjoy this review. Drop a like on it. Subscribe if you're new around here. Myself and Gonzo. Catch you in a bit.